Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Plough Lane on another Tuesday night. I'm delighted to be joined by Hannah and Rob today. And yeah, I think we're going to crack on with some team news in a second. But how are we today, guys? All good? Excited for some Papa John's action?
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Special guest Hannah on tonight. Don's Trust board member. I feel privileged to be here tonight with Hannah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight. You know, you could be watching France Australia at home instead. Tune into iFollow, listen to us. What more could you want on a Tuesday night?
How many people are going to be here tonight?
About 1,000, I reckon. 1,000. Yeah. I've heard Sutton have sold more than us though. Yeah, before. So
there you go. There's our team lineup. 10 changes from our Saturday fixture against Tranmere. Nathan Broom gets the nod in goal. George Marsh looks like he's a right back maybe. Pearce, Hudlin, Belair, Senior, Curry, Dav Fisher gets back into the team. Luke Jenkins and Quayne Bartley as well. Obviously seeing Carl Hudlin. Rob, excited to see big man and Quayne Bartley up front today?
I'm interested how tonight goes with Hudlin and Bartley. I wasn't expecting so many changes, to be honest with you. I thought we'd go a bit stronger in this lineup, especially because obviously we know that there's good prize money getting through, and at the end of the day, it is a local derby. I know people have different opinions on tonight's cup. You know, I know people boycott it because of their reasons, but I did think we'd go a bit stronger. But it's interesting lineup tonight. There's, you know, good to get Pearce a run out, Hudlin a run out as well. They obviously need minutes, so. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't think Marsh is playing right back though. I think Bader will be right back, Curry left back, and then obviously you got Pearce and Jenkins in the middle. I was really impressed by Jenkins in the last round against Portsmouth from what I watched on iFollow. Considering he was up against our old foe Joe Pigott, he kept him relatively quiet.
I'd agree, yeah. And you know, if things start to go south and we go behind, if you've got likes of Asal, Chislett, how important will they be, Hannah, kind of in bringing the game back to us if need be?
I mean, they're on fire at the moment, and I think it's interesting that I think it was the post-match interview with Johnny Jackson. He was kind of like, you know, the team want to keep playing together because they're doing so well, and it is. I don't know. It could be a tricky one, just like, you know, shaking it up this much with a 9-game unbeaten run. It would be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
I think you'll definitely be looking to try and make that 10, and you know, I think it's first time since 2011 we would have gone 10 games unbeaten, and that season did end in a promotion, so you know, don't want to
no pressure there.
No pressure there. But no, yeah, I think very, very strong bench, and then those options can come in and supplement that squad when need be.
It's great to see Belair and Curry as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited by them too. Moving forward, like, I feel like they are going to be our future fullbacks if obviously we can keep hold of them. Moving forward, I think there might be a few clubs sniffing around for Curry come the summer because he's having an excellent season. But you know, that's what the club's all about, isn't it? Producing academy players and letting them progress up the football pyramid, and you know, bring the next player through after that. It's
crazy how we went at the start of the season thinking we had no fullbacks to now having Curry, Belair, Brown, Gunter when he's back from international duty, and Ossie when he's back injured, obviously your favourite player.
Yep.
And now we've got almost what seems to be squad depth for the first time in a long while.
Yeah, it is good that we're getting players back, and like I said, it's mad as well because I don't think Alfie Bendel's playing tonight, is he? And you know, he's another player who you know is normally in the squad. I agree with Hannah. What Hannah said, it's surprising JJ made so many changes tonight. I thought he might keep the same lineup just because we're on such a good run at the moment. You know, I was surprised. Go on.
I was just saying there's a lot of confidence in the team.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. So I'm surprised there's so many changes tonight. Especially, it's mad to think as well, considering the last time we played Sutton, we lost, and then since then we've obviously gone 9 unbeaten.
Right, I think it's time for some FA Cup action. Let's go back and look at the highlights of our first round replay against Weymouth.
It's true. Is there a commentary?
Here's Harry Kyprianou. Positive bit of running there. It's only half away. Oh, it's Tom Blair! Oh, what a chance! Huge. It's taken quickly. This is Ayoub Assal! who puts Wimbledon in front. Launched forward and flicked on by Matsuzaka. Matsuzaka's going to keep going here. It's only half away. It's Akeem Rose. Harvey Tell. Now a sound. They look good coming forward, don't they, Wimbledon? Searching for a second goal. Tell there with the flick. Chislett. 2-0. Starting to feel like a long way back here for Weymouth. Pendle. Now Ethan Chislett, a couple of clever 1-2s. This is perfectly done. Chislett with his second in 3 minutes. They need something to happen and fast. Cameron Murray. Cross looped in. Bradley Ash gives them tiny bit of hope.
There we go. Highlights from our 3-1 victory over Weymouth. Now joined by Andy, our Sutton fan today. Welcome to the show, my friend. Welcome to the show. Obviously, team news now. We see you guys have gone very strong, but I understand the reason is due to a lot of injuries within the Sutton ranks.
I don't think we've got many options, really. We're still playing. I think we've got Baldwin, who's really a winger, a full-back. We've got Kizzy, who's a full-back and centre-back. I think Charlie Kendall's up front, who maybe hasn't played so much. So maybe we've changed that position, but we don't really have that many options.
Yeah. So have you just seen like a high number of injuries this year, kind of, or has it been a lack of squad depth, or what kind of?
I think it's mainly injuries. We lost our centre back within the first 10 minutes of the first game of the season, and he'd done his ACL and he's out for a while. We lost our right winger we sold him to Peterborough. Then we've got 2 centre midfielders out, another centre back out, a forward. It's across the board, and it feels like we maybe didn't or couldn't invest in the playing staff because we invested in the training ground, the stadium, and everything we have to do to get to
establish yourself football league.
Yeah. It didn't work out too bad for you last time we met with all these injuries. You had a new centre back pairing last time we played. Yeah. But you know what? Since we played I'm sure you heard we've gone 9 unbeaten now, and we're looking to make it double figures.
Stu texted me within minutes of the final whistle on Saturday to tell me how many unbeaten you've been now. I'll be honest with you. I'm absolutely shocked.
I'll be honest with you. I'm absolutely shocked as well after that Sutton performance.
That was terrible.
After that Sutton performance, we barely even had a shot at your goal that game. We were, I'll put my hands up and say, that was a bad day at the office for us. But to turn that around and go, 9 unbeaten for us, there's been credit to JJ. He has
beaten good teams.
Yeah, he has.
Leighton Orient.
He has changed formation a little bit. He switched from 5 at the back to 4 at the back. And we have got our captain back, Alex Woodyard, which has made a big difference to us, I feel. So, I think, the squad's beginning to gel and, things are beginning to click for us. But it'll be interesting because, obviously, we've made 10 changes. I was kind of hoping we'd keep as Hannah said, keep our winning formula because confidence was high for us.
There you go. There is the starting 11 there for Sutton. As mentioned earlier, Charlie Kendall comes in, and also it looks like Baldwin's playing right back, I think, if my Sutton knowledge is off the scratch there.
Absolutely spot on. Kizzy's our right back, but he's had a game of centre, and we don't have a reserve right back because Barden's our reserve right back, he's injured. I think it's as strong as we can play, really. Like, Dundas is on the bench, he's our 41-year-old fitness coach.
Take it seriously then.
Yeah, well,
He's been around for ages, doesn't he? He's that striker, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's mad for how long he's been part of the Sutton United setup.
Yeah.
Omar Bajil looked very good last time against us. He caused our defence a lot of problems in terms of just his physical presence, and I think that'll be something probably looking to do today, maybe with a younger back line for us. Might be looking to use his experience.
I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, I hope you don't, but
I guess maybe it's different for two teams because you've got the FA Cup this weekend.
Yeah.
We're out of it. That was a real low losing to Farnborough at home. I think maybe we've got 10 days without a game now, so
Is that
we've got to go for this.
Is that also a reason why you're taking tonight's game so serious? Because you know, I mean, it's
Just
your.
to remind you.
Because you know you ain't got the FA Cup, you've got a 10-game break, so why not? You know, whilst if we've got we've got FA Cup on Saturday.
Yeah.
But it's not a competition to be sniffed at. Like 20k if we win, if whoever wins tonight, right?
Yeah.
some serious money involved.
Yeah. And obviously we benefited last year. We went for final last year, so
They're at Wembley.
yeah, exactly.
Did you go to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I got in trouble at home because it was actually 2 days before I was going on holiday at Florida, and I was told if you get COVID from Wembley, but you had to go to it. I think it's really worth playing
So
for.
you were sat there, treble masked, treble jabbed.
I was.
Hiding away from.
I don't understand why more teams don't take this seriously, because you're never going to reach the FA Cup final or the League Cup final. So,
Comment there from Rob Large, sorry, just to jump in. Aren't you a bit young for that shirt? Shouldn't you be at least 43? Alluding to some comments last week on Facebook suggesting you have to be older than a shirt to wear it. The shirt's from 1987, and if you can't guess, I'm not that old.
Have you nicked your dad's shirt? Have you told him you nicked out?
It's a joint collection.
Yeah, joint collection.
He donated it to me for my safekeeping. And then we're going to go to, I think, the highlights now. After you talking about form, we found ourselves up north in Tranmere last Saturday, and here are the highlights for that.
Chest. And there we go. We're done. Sal has to put it back. Chislett! AFC Wimbledon leads. This is his first goal of the season. Ethan Chislett lifted it over Ross Stewart. And all the hard work was done by the go-to man, Ayub Assal. Has to clip it over the goalkeeper before he could react. Billa. A few changes made by the Dons today. It's a header away by Simeon. He seems to have lashed out there. He could be in trouble here. Bernal Simeon is shown a red. Cameroon-born defender on loan from Southampton. Cuts inside. They've got to be careful here, Tranmere. They don't let him run wide. He's pushed his way into central position and a header. And the cross from Ugandera was pushed away by goalkeeper. Chislett, goal scorer. And the turn provider. Grown up onto the left foot. Decent strike. After it. And that by O'Connor. Shouts a handball, ferocious appearance. But we really need to get back to Tranmere. In the end, it's on the way back to Guhan. That's a good flick on. And this is Paul Lewis, and he's been pulled down by Zanev. And the referee points to the spot. It's a penalty. And the 10 men have a chance here to get back into it. Route 1, it caught Wimbledon on the hop. He gets there ahead of the goalkeeper, there's Paul Lewis. And the goalkeeper came out and caught him instead of the ball. Big moment in the game, this, for the Tranmere skipper, Kane Hemmings. Straight down the middle, but stopped by the feet of Zanev. The goalkeeper makes an important stop. And it's beginning to look a lot like it's not going to be Tranmere's day today. It is a corner. Hoisted ball towards the edge of the area. No nonsense defending by Kalambai. Chance for Wimbledon to really cause problems here. Davison. This is a foul. Always a threat, always a danger, always capable of scoring a brilliant goal, just like that. Straight into the top corner. Cold with a right foot, like an arrow. It's his 9th goal in all competitions. Season. He really is the go-to man. Great bit of skills. He cuts inside here. That's a super finish. No chance for Ross Doohan. It looks like Wimbledon are going to take all 3 points here. Back into it. Saved by the goalkeeper. Went up in the air and Zanev quickly went up and caught it. AFC Wimbledon's unbeaten run expands to 9.
Over the top. We can only apologise. I believe that's for the World Cup game and for nothing else. It's just from the main area. So Tranmere was a good day out. I think it was a dominating performance. I think I don't think we struggled in any way either.
I was gonna say it was a good day out for you and Hannah.
Yeah,
who were both travelled up there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Made the long journeys up to Liverpool, the cold journey as well. Hannah, what are your kind of takeaways from that? Kind of big takeaway from that day?
I mean, I think we held out despite them. I think it was like we were holding out despite them being down to 10 men, which was a little bit stressful. But
there was that period of about 15 minutes where there was a little bit like
we could have done better.
Yeah.
But no, it was a good team effort, and it's really great to see, like I was saying, the confidence in Chislett and Assal, just loving the goals, great goals.
That Chislett finish was decent as well. I think in the moment I was like, I didn't look and you watch it back, it's like actually quite a decent finish. Rob, I know did you watch on from
from iFollow.
Yeah, watch it from iPhone.
Yeah, well,
now, for the 3 p.m. Restrictions are lifted,
Yeah,
you know, watch it from home. But yeah, you know what? It's a really impressive performance. You know what? Like, I agree with Hannah that when they went down to 10 men, it was a bit stressful because you would expect us to go on and then dominate the game. But I suppose at that stage, Tranmere didn't have anything to lose as well. You know, they were 1-0 down.
Yeah.
So, you know, manager's half-time team talk was probably like, look, you got nothing to lose, just throw the kitchen sink at them, and they did for 20-25 minutes. You know, so I think Zenith saving the penalty was a big turning point for us because it probably sucked the life out of them, so to speak.
That was their chance to get back, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then after that, obviously, Sal with a world-class finish.
Absolutely world-class finish. Right, Andy, Tranmere chat aside, we'll go through some Papa John's action tonight. On the Southern section, is there any games that kind of stick out to you? Obviously, apart from the one that involves our two teams today.
Well, to be fair, my other team, like most Saturdays, we do have another team. So Ipswich, Portsmouth, like two teams at the top of the League One. I don't really understand why the teams don't take this more seriously. Like Ipswich have played at Wembley once in 40 years. Like, well, you know, this is a fantastic opportunity for these teams to get to Wembley, right? If I was I'd forget the FA Cup and Carabao and concentrate a bit. I know maybe the prize money is not big, but you get that day out. So Plymouth as well, like, they look fantastic side this season, top of League One, got a home draw. You'd have thought those sort of teams should be able to get to a final.
To capitalise on kind of what is a good opportunity to get a big day out.
Big fan base.
Nice day out at Wembley. I mean,
You know what though? You say about the prize money. If you do get to Wembley, it's over 200,000. Like by the time you get there, so it's not to be sniffed at. Especially
plus ticket sales.
Especially at clubs like us and Sutton, you know, who need that money.
Yeah, absolutely.
and obviously it's a bit of a strange tournament with the rules. Obviously, no extra time, straight to penalties. Penalties for me, it's one of those ones where you don't want it to go, but you also kind of do because it has that little bit of excitement. I mean, last time was the penalties was the Portsmouth game, which we did lose 3-1 on, which wasn't a great set of penalties, if we're being honest. But if it goes to penalties tonight, who'd you back, Anna, to kind of carry us through, if anything?
Well, would he keep Broom on?
Yeah, I'd bring Dano on, but I think everyone knows my views on him. I do like him. I don't know.
It would be interesting, is it? Because you can make 5 subs, and you know we've seen it before, where teams do bring on their sub keeper.
Tim Krul was the notable one in the World Cup.
Can I just say I like Stu's editing on this graphic where Plymouth Argyle are playing Pie Charlton. Stu must have been dreaming of my pie, I think, when he wrote that. So yeah, just something which caught my eye. Swiftly moving on, over to you, Tom.
We'll look up to the northern section there with some fixtures, obviously, all under 21 clash between Man United and Wolves. Burton, Tranmere, obviously Tranmere who we played on Saturday, probably looking to try and find some form against Burton in the Cup. Bolton Barrow, I think, will be probably an alright game. Two teams that are looking to maybe push on and try and find some form that was expected at the start of the season. But yeah, I think then you go into the next round, which is still split, I want to say.
Yep.
Look at that. There we go, yeah. And then it's international.
I know a lot of fans don't like the under 21 teams or the B teams in this, but I can see a lot of them going out. I mean, Chelsea have got a hard game against Peterborough. Obviously, Manchester United or Wolves are going to knock each other out. Well, one of them's going to knock the other out. And then, that only leaves Everton and Arsenal under 21s. And, Stevenage under Steve Evans at home could easily get a result against Arsenal kids, in my opinion.
And we've beaten them with a Saliba and Martinelli against us last season.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. The time is approaching 7:30, so we've got about 15 minutes left. We'll go into some comments. Dan Jenner, would we be happy to make it into the last 16? I don't know. I think fixture congestion would be a big thing to think about, but money does
When
talk.
would the next game be?
Mid-December maybe, in the run up to Christmas, which is quite hectic.
I think it's before Christmas. Yeah. I think
I'll tell you, Andy, as an Ipswich and a Sutton fan, would you be looking to go with both? Maybe a Ipswich Sutton. I mean, obviously hoping we get these today.
I don't want them to play.
Which end would you go in? Still on the halfway line.
Difficult one. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't too optimistic coming down here about Sutton's chances, but if you've made 10 changes,
Nice artist.
I think we'd maybe take it a bit more seriously.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to make the last 16 because of the money involved. And Andy said, it's a day out at Wembley. I mean, I know we've got a member from the Duns Trust board here, but it's no secret, as a fan-owned club with the bonds, we do need the money at the moment, you know, and that's money which could go towards the January budget as well. You know, we often talk about budget and, you know, our limited resources, and I just think with this cup, you've got to take everything, you know, if the money on offer, you got to go for it. And I think Robbie Jack put up a comment which maybe Stu could pull back up, but you know, I personally would have went a stronger lineup, to be fair, and it is a local rival in Sutton United, so I agree with.
Yeah, we don't want them to do the double.
Yeah, so I agree with Robbie's comment here. Invites a nothing cup to put out a strong team, you know, because we are in the knockouts against a local rival. So, yeah. So.
And we'll screw over our chances of getting 10 unbeaten.
That is, and there's a comment there from Brian Crouch talking about going unbeaten in 10, pushing towards those playoffs. We should focus on grabbing a playoff spot. Do we realistically think that we're going to push towards these playoffs now with the run going? If we're looking at just purely so far this season, what do you think?
I think we should ask Anna.
Yeah.
Anna, playoff? Is it doable?
I mean,
have we got a playoff budget?
Now you're asking the serious questions.
We just got to hope Gunter wins the World Cup.
Yeah. Then we'll get some serious cash. Get Cosgrove back on permanent.
So
there's the last 5. That is for us. Obviously, all unbeaten. Nice bit of green and yellow there. 2-0 win to against Tranmere, 3-1 at home to Weymouth, a 0-0 draw, which was pretty boring, away to Salford. Obviously, that 2-0 massive home win against Leyton Orient, and the 1-1.
You know what though? I know Salford was a boring 0-0, but again, it was a clean sheet, and it's a point away from home. You take that all day long. You know, it's about winning your home games, picking up points on the road. I think it was interesting because Nick Zenov said something interesting in his interview recently. That at the moment they're just taking it game by game. They're not looking at playoffs or this game or that game. You know, tonight let's just try to get through it, make it double figures, make it 10, and then obviously we've got a big tie Saturday against Chesterfield. If we can get through that, you know, who knows what can happen in the third round. Magic of the FA Cup. Hopefully get a big away game. Personally, I want Everton, but let's just get past. I want
Who do you want
Everton
in the third round?
You're jinxing it here, Tom.
Andy, I'd ask you, but obviously I know how the first round antics went for Sutton.
Sorry?
So I'd ask you, but I know how the first round antics went for Sutton this year with a 2-0 home loss. So I don't, not to rub it in or anything.
Well,
Ipswich, to be fair, did they?
So the Farnborough for 2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a terrible.
Was it just everything going against you, or?
Yeah, like, I can't even say we rotated or rested. They actually just beat us.
Yeah.
It was really, really bad. But yeah, over the last few years, with what the manager's done for us and how far we've come, you just got to write those days off.
And the thing is, it's gonna. Like you said, you've got 10 days rest now, which is probably quite a good thing with a busy Christmas schedule coming up. So it's probably and your injuries, probably a blessing in disguise, really.
Yeah, absolutely right. I think next game we got is Carlisle away, 12:30 kickoff, like because of the World Cup. I think it's one of those.
If England don't get through now, we'll be fuming because if they've moved all the kickoffs forward.
Well, yes, I've got no intention of going. Luckily,
Yeah.
But no, to be fair, if you look at the form there, the win against Oxford was really good. Because Oxford's a strong League One team. And,
Absolutely, yeah.
We beat them 1-0. Chelsea had to look Chelsea. You can never tell how good the Oxford ones are going to be. But we take the competition seriously. Yeah.
Well, you got to the final last year.
Yeah, but I'd say you've not done too bad in recent history anyway. So I think today's going to be a tough game for us. I think it'll be a good game of football. In all honesty, there you go. Robbie Jack, weakest team all competition. I think finishing off a previous comment just from before. Have we got any more comments, Stu, coming through? Lovely stuff. Got loads of comments coming in, and keep them coming in, guys, as well. We've still got 10 minutes left, so there you go. Dan Baker not impressed with the lineup. I think it was slightly inevitable from when I was coming into the game that we were going to change it up. It's nice to see that you've given a chance. I think Hussein Belair's impressed in midweek, and I think it's good to see him and Curry as well. There you go, cutting it fine films. Not too sure making that lineup after all rhetoric if we want to get to Wembley.
You know what though, it is a squad game nowadays, and like we have to trust some of the squad players and get them experience, and there's no better chance than in this cup. Like I can understand, keeping the same lineup. But then there was a lot of calls that Davison needed a rest and injuries. We've had Saturday, Tuesday fixtures for quite a while now, and got another game on Saturday at home at Chesterfield. So I think Johnny Jackson has obviously put trust into the squad tonight, and hopefully they repay him by putting a good performance.
I think we'll head back to a bit of, 10 games ago now for us. Sutton at home in the league it was, and have a look at those highlights.
AFC Wimbledon and Sutton United are neighbours, but this is the first time that they have got together in the EFL. A match-up between two very close rivals in South London. And they haven't really been rivals since their amateur days in the many, many years gone by. Free kick to Wimbledon. Been properly cleared. That one was a dangerous ball. It looked destined for the net. Good end position today, Milson. Kizzy again. So a long ball over the top. Matched onto by Neville. And then the shot comes in. Taken it the second time. Kazanev. Free kick whipped in. Goalkeeper comes and claims it. Oh, he's dropped it and it's gone in. Craig Eastmond, the Sutton United captain, has bundled it home. And the AFC Wimbledon defenders are furious. They felt there was a foul. Well, Robert Milson takes a free kick. It's bending in with the left foot. The goalkeeper looked as if it was going into his arms. He collided with one of his own defenders, but was he pushed into the goalkeeper is the question that the Dons players are asking referee Carl Brook. He says no, the goal stands and Sutton United lead. Come down for Randall. Milson. Good trusted left foot of his. Randall teasing. Right footed. Goalkeeper just nudged it round the post. It was in the opening weeks of the season, I'm sure. This time goalkeeper Zanev comes and claims. Ngoma towards the right-hand side, the south. This is a very promising move. It came back out again. Couldn't be seen yet. Some time and space for Randall down the left-hand side. He's a menace when he gets going at defenders. And the ball into the penalty area. Look, nailed on for number 2. They've given the ball away carelessly. They go down the middle. The shot was from Nerfield.
There we go, we're back after those Sutton highlights from the last time out against you guys. Just before we go into a little bit of preamble for the game, obviously we've got Hannah Hayes on the Dons Trust board, and I believe the results for the new electees is coming out soon.
Yep, so we have 13, I think, candidates standing for election. They've been campaigning. They had their hustings, not hustings, the other week. There's 7 places, 5 of them are for 2 years, 2 of them for 1 year, and I believe it's still possible to vote. So if you are a Dons Trust member and haven't voted, make sure you do vote. You should have an email, check your junk if you haven't seen it, and you should be getting a reminder very soon. And the results will be announced on the 3rd of December, I believe. And then the following day, on the 4th of December, we've got the Junior Dons Christmas party, So if you have any junior dons, the players are coming along. We'll be using the Silver Lounge, so big space, disco, games. It should be a lot of fun. If you've got junior dons, make sure you've signed up.
You've been working hard on that recently, haven't you? Like I've been speaking to you on WhatsApp, and it's been taking up a lot of your time. So I appreciate all the work you put in for the club, and I know you went to Wimbledon Village a couple of weeks ago for the memorial service. So I just want to say thanks on behalf of myself and the club, really, all the work, because I know your time on the Dodgers board is coming to an end, 4 years.
Yeah.
I think you've been really great for the club, and it's big boots to fill for the next people who are coming into the elections. So it'll be interesting times ahead.
Appreciate it. It will be good. Hope to have a break.
And also, just whilst we're here, I just want to give a shout out to the Wimbledon women who won 3-1 against Fulham on the weekend. I know you went to that game as well, so you've had a busy weekend, and Tranmere, Craven Cottage.
Yep, they did good.
And
France have just scored, so if you can hear that from the commentary. There we go.
I just want to say shout out to Wimbledon Women's for winning in the Capital Cup, the other night.
And it was a great, there was 3,000 plus attendance,
That's incredible.
so it was great, and it was the first game that the Fulham women have had there. Brilliant atmosphere. A bit like the kind of, I don't know whether you went to any of the Women's Euros games, but kind of similar vibe.
It's a nice, family-friendly environment.
Yeah.
I spoke to Rosie Russell, I did an interview her before, and she was really buzzing for it. I think the whole atmosphere around it was really excitable. Because obviously it's a Premier League venue, it's a massive day for everyone involved, and it's really good. I think it's good to see women's games in the men's stadiums. They should really be playing in the same grounds if you think about it. But I think that's a can of worms. I think that we could go on for ages about. So let's head back to a bit of Sutton.
Do we know who Wimbledon have in the next cup game, or is it not been drawn yet? Or
I don't think.
It's not been drawn.
Right, so we'll go into some predictions, and then I believe it'll be time to round off and head to our seats. Hannah, what's your prediction?
Oh, I don't know. I think it might go to penalties.
Penalties.
You know what? I'm going to go with Hannah. I think 1-1 penalties, and I think Sutton will win on penalties just because our penalty shoot against Portsmouth wasn't the greatest. I'm not going to lie.
It was not ideal. And then
Andy, feeling confident in the corner, Andy?
I wasn't confident coming down here, but there's two things we can do: is winning this competition and beat Wimbledon.
Be good they are.
I'll join you actually. I think we might win on penalties.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that Sal comes off the bench and terrorises your defence and keeps his run going. So
I'm going slightly more positive. 2-0 Wimbledon. I don't want penalties on the night.
Another clean sheet.
Another clean sheet, yeah. Right, I think that is all for this evening. We'll join you for the post-match discussion. Whether that be positive or negative, I'm not too sure just yet.
Fingers crossed.
But we'll see.